Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're broadcasting live from our sports center in Lagos, Nigeria. Just gone by, we told you that Nigerian female wrestler, she's a champion in any way you want to describe her. Odunayo Adekunle has been elected into the United World Wrestling Athletes Commission. We heard from her on the show. Delighted Odunayo says, look, I'm super motivated with this election, and it's going to spur me towards doing better things for wrestling in the country. And our focus is long term. She says Tokyo 2020, her dream is to win a medal for this country. I don't know the color, but she's already preparing. She has her mind fixed on it. Odunayo Adekunle, who is fresh from the World Championships in Paris, got a silver medal. We also brought you updates from the Kwesi Premier Basketball League. We have our finalists, it's Kano Pillars and Gombe Bulls. Kano Pillars defeating Kwara Falcons, 10 points difference, but it was a painful loss for Hoops and Reed against Gombe Bulls. They lost by a single point. Yeah, I live to fight another day. That's sports for you. Impossible is nothing. We also brought you update from the South Africa 2018 World Cup qualifier, South American zone results. We told you update from the English Premier League, where they have voted that the transfer window should close before the season starts from next year. They don't no stories, just close the silly season and let the serious season start. Guys, I want to hear your take on that. What do you think that would do for the business of the English Premier League, particularly with, you know, what happens on deadline transfer days? So talk to us on Twitter, channels _sports, Facebook, channels AFN Sports. Let's just run through some of the messages we'll get to. Oluwadare Omowale says, hard work pays. Thank you. Says Odunayo's hard work is paying off already. Congrats to her. I see her picking up a gold medal in Tokyo. Odunayo is in Akure. If she's watching, she will shout a big amen to that right there. Femi Julia says, I would rather, I prefer they go to Mars, all that can't stop Nigeria from Russia 2018 tickets. So what stops Nigeria? It's not right here on planet Earth that they should go to Mars. So you guys keep those comments coming on Twitter, channels _sports, Facebook, channels AFN Sports. More update. Let's go to Nairobi, Kenya, where Kenyan Olympic chief Kipchoge Keino will not stand for re-election during the General Assembly in Nairobi on September the 29th. Talk about athletics administration in Africa. We're in Kenya right about now. The 77-year-old double Olympic gold medalist has been at the helm of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya since 1999. It's about time for him to say goodbye. When he took over from Charles Mukora, who resigned following the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics bribery scandal. Keino's final tenure in office has ended in acrimony after 4 of his top officials were arrested and charged in court with stealing team uniforms and mismanaging the Kenyan athletes at the Rio Olympics in August. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, also suspended funding for sports in Kenya after it failed to hold their elections in May. So what's going on? African sport leaders, what's the problem? What's going on? Not sharing good news coming from Kenya, but the good thing is he will not stand for re-election. I mean, somebody that has been the helms of affairs since 1999. A lot of these scandals we hear is about time for a change in Kenya's athletics. That's in Kenya. Let's come back to Nigeria now, where it's not all cheering news for athletics in Nigeria. If you follow the drama, you know that from when the election was done, crisis started, and then things, you remember those pictures here in June where Rosa Collins from the start of the election says, look, a lot of things are wrong here. Brown Ebewele was also there. They said, look, we don't like what's going on, but we're pleased when everything, you know, came to a calm, and then we said, this is a new board. Things will start changing for athletics in Nigeria, because, I mean, we're just coming from the World Championships where we didn't win a medal. And everything rises and falls on leadership. And if the administration is not good, we'll continue to struggle. Some board members of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, they have rejected the list of subcommittees released by the Federation Secretariat on Tuesday. The members, led by the Federation's Vice President, Honorable Olamide George, has called on the general public, especially the Nigeria athletics family, to disregard the purported list as it did not emanate from the AFN board, which has a constitutional mandate to constitute and approve the subcommittees. So where did it come from? These subcommittees that they don't want, where did they come from? George went on to say, look, this is not good for us. He said the board has not met to deliberate on it and other issues necessary to enable us hit the ground running, especially after our participation at the IWF World Championships in London last month. Also flabbergasted by the purported list was the sports writers of Nigeria Swan representative on the board, Darius, after he was bombarded by the media. I've been asking questions. Look, Darius, what's going on? This subcommittee list, where did it come from? The board said it's not from them and that they don't want it. So where did it come from? Darius will join us now live on the program to put a clearer perspective on all of these issues. So if Darius is ready, Darius, good evening, welcome to Sports Tonight. Yeah, good evening, Austin. Okay, good to have you on the show. Not sharing news coming out of the athletics family once again. This subcommittee's list that is causing problem, where did it come from?
We don't know. As board members, we don't know because we didn't meet. The World Championship ended on August 13 in London. Board has not met to appraise the competition, the championship. And to plan ahead, because next year is a very, very busy year for the AFN. We have 2 competitions. We have the Commonwealth Games to prepare for, and we have the African Championship, which we are hosting in Asaba, in Delta State. So we felt we should have people met before now to discuss everything. So to our surprise, we were just asking, oh, they saw some list somewhere. They wanted confirmation. I said, which list? I have not seen any list. So I asked the VP. This VP said they have not seen any list. I asked about 9 other board members. They said the same thing. So we were wondering, we now told ourselves, well, if the list came from the secretariat, as was claimed by one of the person who sent the list, then they need some explaining to do. They have some explaining to do.
Not because, with the abysmal performance of Team Nigeria at the World Championships, we were expecting the athletics family to come together now in unity and start being productive. Are we still struggling? Is there still crisis in the Athletics Federation of Nigeria?
Well, from the look of things, I think there is. A couple of days ago, I said there was none because there were just insinuations that the president wanted to do this, the president wanted to do that, he wanted to put square pegs in round holes. And we felt he was a man of his word because he told us that he's going to, in conjunction with the board, do the right thing and not have any dealings with any drug kits. So we felt he's going to go by his word, but obviously he has not done that. And we want to let him know that he doesn't even have the power on his own to pick the subcommittee. He doesn't have. So that is why a lot of the board members are saying no. And they are actually demanding for a board meeting because, like I said earlier, next year is a very, very busy year for us. It's a year that can define the tenure of the current board. And it is not something that we should joke with. Look at the Wrestling Federation for Christ's sake. They went to the World Championship. They achieved a presidential success. And they came back. And just yesterday, they were supposed to hold the meeting. I don't know if you actually heard it. They were supposed to hold the board meeting. That's the champion. That's the championship they went after the London Championship that we went to. So that shows a board that is serious. That is a board that has dynamic leadership. But from the look of things, I think it's the opposite that we have in AFN now. And this must be corrected. And that's why we are calling on the Honorable Minister to wade into this crisis. We should have hit the ground running immediately after the World Championship, but we didn't do any of that. And time is not our friend.
I agree, and that means there's no assessment. Nobody's looking at no SWOT analysis of what went down at the World Championships. But let's leave that. We'll get you ready for the National Youth Games. What's the need for athletics?
Our officials are there. Bram Ewele is there. The athletics event of the games, I think it's starting on the 11th. And we believe we can start, getting the start of tomorrow from there. And we actually want to thank the Honorable Minister for insisting on this competition because if you look around now, I can't see any competition that is geared towards, discovering talents again in Nigeria, especially in track and field. Maybe we have in basketball with the Milo thing, but in track and field we don't have. So that is why we are really happy that this is happening, and that is why a lot of top officials of the AFN is there. The VP is there. That's Honorable Lamide George. The person we know is the technical the technical director of AFN, Brand Ebewele, is there. A three-time Olympic coach, Gabriel Okon, is there. And the athlete rep, Sunday Adeleye, was purposely elected to be athlete rep. Actually, that is the bone of contention in that list. How can you make an athlete rep the technical director of the federation? Do you know what the technical director means? Do you know that that's the engine room of the federation? And you are bringing a novice, a nobody as far as I'm concerned, to come and head a competition as important, as big, as huge as that. That is a slap on our face. That is a slap on my face that has covered athletics for over 20 years, has covered 8 world championships. That is a slap on the face of Gabriel Okon that has coached Nigerian athletes to 3 Olympic Games, 5 world championships. That's a slap on Brand Ebewele, a former technical director of AFN. He has the experience, he has everything. And he was actually elected as the technical representative of the athletics body. So I don't know why the president is doing this. Why is sitting on an athlete rep? And it's only in this climb that you make an athlete rep a member of the board. All over the world, they have only commissions. This is unbelievable. This is unfair. I'm not coming to AFN to make money, so I don't care what happens.
I know.
So nobody can threaten me with, no, we are going to remove you from the board. Of course, remove me. That doesn't stop me from continuing with my job.
So, Dari, now...
People should be objective.
Now, with all what you've said, we now understand where all of this is coming from. Let's just hope that the president calls for a board meeting and then all of these issues gets resolved. Thank you so much, Darius, for your time on the show. So there you have it. We have an idea where all of this problem is coming from. The board members of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria are saying, look, there's a list going around of some subcommittees from the federation. We're not aware, so nobody should accept that. But not good story coming from the athletics family. Shameful outing at the World Championships in London. No meeting. I'm sure athletes just went their way, officials went their way. We can't make progress that way with our athletics. So that's it. We'll continue to monitor the situation and hope that it gets better.